So what are the reasons why your emails are going to spam? I'm going to give you 6 reasons. And remember that we work with some of the largest email marketers in the world. And we also send millions of emails every day, every week, every month. And we run our own deliverability. We have our own people and our own processes for maintaining IP addresses, sending domains, reputation, handling blacklists, writing emails. I have 3 copywriters full-time. We don't just go to ChatGPT to write our copy, et cetera, et cetera. So we kind of know what we're doing. We've kind of figured it out. The biggest reasons your email is going to spam is going to be poor engagement. By engagement, I mean that people are not opening your emails, and they're not clicking, and they're not replying. In general, what you want is you want them to open, click on a link, and you want them to reply. And opens count for a lot, but you need a lot of opens. Clicks count for a little bit more, and replies count even more. So you might have, you might be able to 100,000 people, okay? And you might have 1,000 open. That's a 1% rate. That's very low engagement. That's going to kill you right there. And since they are watching when they email on your behalf, they're watching to see how many people are opening, how many are clicking, how many are replying. So they're watching that. So they're going to send the email out slowly, and they're going to see, and if the first 1,000 people aren't opening and aren't replying and whatever, like that, then they're just going to be putting your email in spam, or even not even delivering it at all. It's going to go into what we used to call dev null, in other words, ether. So you need to have a high engagement rate, in other words, a high open rate. So I would say today you probably need a 20% or higher open rate to get good deliverability and not be in the spam folder. You need people that open, you need probably 5% of the openers to click to 20% of the openers to click. Then you're going to have a very, very good deliverability. You're not going to be in the spam folder, and you probably just need some of them to reply, okay? Now that also means no excessive hard bounces. So if you're sending to a list that has lots and lots of hard bounces, you're going to get into the spam folder, and it's going to really mess up your reputation. Okay, so that means their email addresses they don't exist, or they're rejected by corporations, or lots of other reasons. So assuming all that, the biggest reason you're going to be in spam is poor engagement. And that's why our company, we work really hard. We have algorithms to make sure that we have really high engagement with people so that we have really, really good results emailing. Okay, number 2, use of spam words in punctuation and subject line. So punctuation is generally not good in subject lines. It's better not to use them. You can use them, but it generally is better not to use them. What you should use is less punctuation. This is the spam folder here. You should use less punctuation, and you shouldn't use spam words. So spam words are like unbelievable. You won. $2,000 cash. Those are all spam words. Anything you get in your spam folder is probably not a good idea to use. Even though you would think today we're long past use of stupid spam assassin tools and filters that look for words, they still use them. So, a lot of these are, not all of them, a lot of them are spam words. Your subscription has expired, drugs, in our market, drugs, medication, crypto, Bitcoin, anything that's been spammed a lot, investment opportunity, all these are a great way to figure out the kinds of words you should not be using. They really count. And when you open up an email, you shouldn't see this. It seems dangerous. Probably is. I know he's not a spammer. I know Kevin, or I met him years ago. There's nothing particularly wrong with his body of his email, but he has spammy things like wealth accumulation and financial and money and spamming and make money. Now, he's probably getting into my spam because of low engagement, but the use of these terms is bad. So what I encourage you to do is use neologisms, use substitute words or phrases. I would use, when I was in the business doing make money, I would say, make 1 million clams instead of dollars. Or, so we say, instead of saying, erectile dysfunction, we'll say rockiness problem. Being rocky is having an erection, that sort of thing. So we use neologisms, and they're fun for people. And they start using them, and they like them, and they don't realize you're using them because you don't want to be in the spam folder. But especially avoid it in the subject line. Third reason, similar to the one we just went over, use of spam words in the body, email body. So you get sort of the neologisms come in. That'll get you in the spam folder if you use a lot of those. The next one is the link that you are sending is on a blacklist. What do I mean by blacklist? Well, let's look at email blacklists. These are lists of IP addresses or sending domains that are bad. And if you're on those lists, you get in trouble. You could go to mxtoolbox.com and you can check. There's a bunch of email blacklists, and there's some that are super important and some that are not important at all. We are generally on a few blacklists at any one time, but they're not important. They have no impact. But we're not on the bad blacklists, like a Spam House, Spam Cop. Those are bad ones to get on. And if you're on those, it's kind of a problem. We have figured all out how to get around all this, but there's the point. The point is that what link that you include in an email can be on a blacklist. And if the link is on a blacklist, you will bet in the spam folder. And this is true of a lot of ClickBank. Not picking on ClickBank, but a lot of people do a lot of spam. I don't have any here, but a lot of spammy things with clickbait and ClickBank. And so a lot of they're blacklisted. They work all the time to avoid that. I want to warn you about something else, by the way, is the use of tracker email URLs or tracking domains. We used to use Infusionsoft, and everything that you write in Infusionsoft, there's a tracking domain. When you put in a call to action, when you put a link to your website, Infusionsoft software would put their own link to their own server. So you've seen how it redirects. The trouble is that they were frequently on the blacklist, so that made my email on the blacklist. So that kind of spoiled our deliverability. I don't know if they still do that, but so if we hover over this is clicks.schaefer.com. That's the tracking domain they're using. That if that's on the blacklist, then this is going to be the reason that they're in the spam folder. So you want to avoid having links that are on the blacklist. Next reason is the email sending IP is on the blacklist. That goes back to we were talking about like Spam House or whatever. If the sending IP address is on the blacklist, which there's various ways of getting. You may not even spam at all, but your IP address that they use to send maybe in a range of IPs, and somebody's a spammer there, and that's polluting you. It's messing you up in the eyes of the email service providers. So you have to make sure that the link you're using is not on any kind of blacklist. So we check in real time before we ever send an email out. And we have ways we could substitute a different domain, and there's a lot of things. It's easy to do. You just never want to send anything with a link in it that may be on the blacklist. And a lot of these probably have those kinds of links, honestly. They're spammy because they're used to send spam, and that polluted all the trackers that are being used. Some of these are very legitimate people, but like Aweber, they're using Aweber. Aweber's fine, but Aweber has a number of servers from like super, super high quality, always gets in the inbox, always gets the important tab, to probably spammy, and we'll give this to our new customers we're not sure of. In other words, their server farm has different reputations and different reliabilities based on the emails that they're sending. So you can get really good results with someone like Aweber, or you can get poor results depending on where they put you, depending on the results that you're getting. And I guarantee you, if you're using kind of a bad IP address, you're kind of screwed. That's not an Aweber thing. It's for everybody. We have huge pools of IP addresses, and we have strategies to use different IP addresses and handle deliverability. And we regularly an IP gets blocked by Verizon/Yahoo/AOL. They may block it, or Apple iCloud may block it or something. We have ways of working around all that. So the last reason you may get delivered into spam is that your sending domain. That means the domain that shows up may be on the blacklist. I'll give you a secret here. Aweber, they'll use, this is a via Aweber thing. So passion into profit at earncome.com. This earncome.com may be blacklisted or have a very low reputation, very low quality score. And therefore, everything that Jimmy Brown sends is going to be, mostly in the spam folder. The sending domain is most important to Google. They look at sending domain more than IP address in determining whether they're going to put your email into the spam folder or into the important tab. So those are the 6 reasons why your email is spam and sort of some ideas about how to avoid it.